Are you looking to buy your first home, refinance, or you need general guidance from someone you can trust? HomeLoansWithAlex.com is your one-stop shop. Since 2008, Alex Nunemaker from Fitzgerald Financial Group has been answering questions and helping people. Yes, even us on the Could Be Better podcast with financing our homes. He's licensed from Pennsylvania all the way down to Florida, and even randomly in Texas, Alabama, and Colorado. HomeLoansWithAlex.com is your one-stop shop for home finance. Alex Nunemaker of Fitzgerald Financial Group is an equal housing lender, NMLS number 319721.
This is the Could Be Better podcast. Colin.
Yes.
Hi.
Hi.
Today has been a hot one.
It's been a hot one.
Not a scorcher, but like it's been
like
toasty.
7 inches from the midday sun.
Did you wear shorts to work?
No, I didn't.
You changed? And when did you change? Tell me how you changed. Outfit change. Let's go. This is what people want to know.
Did you really think that when you saw me that I was coming straight from work?
Wait a minute.
I had to finagle this big time. Because I am wearing shorts now.
They're long shorts, but they're shorts.
So here's my thing, because I'm up between 4:30 and 5 o'clock every morning now, and you know what's been happening? It's been getting hard. And so I went down today, and I said I'm gonna get a Mountain Dew.
Code Red, Baja Blast.
At the office. No, but Brett swears Baja Blast is the best Mountain Dew that's ever created. So I actually have one in the refrigerator.
You've not had one?
No, I haven't.
But you like Taco Bell.
I've never had one at Taco Bell.
And now we are back to our first and original reoccurring segment of what shit did you eat this week? Dude, you've never had Baja Blast before.
No, but I have one.
And time out. Is it the sugar-free Baja Blast?
I have a sugar-free Mountain Dew, regular, because Brett also says that's really good. It tastes like the regular Mountain Dew.
Yes, it does.
And then I have a regular Baja Blast.
Okay, I will say that the sugar-free Baja Blast tastes just like the regular Baja Blast, and sugar-free is like legit.
Okay.
Legit. But anyway, continue on. So you have Mountain Dews.
No, well, so this is the thing. Even though it's this fancy F Street in downtown Washington, D.C. building on the 5th floor where I can look at the Capitol right next to me, have to take the elevator down to the depths of the bottom of the building to the vending machine.
Sure.
The only vending machine that has Mountain Dew. What does it say?
Sold out.
Out of order.
Wow.
I literally pulled every bill in my wallet out, including a $100 bill.
Yeah, there's a lot of bills in your wallet.
And it would not take it. So I ended up, it was actually hard to stay awake. So then I got home. I tried to sleep on the metro. I couldn't.
Because?
You can't. You just can't. Who knows what's going to happen? Who knows?
Sure.
And so then I got home and I fell asleep. Have you ever done this? This is great. By the way, we have a guest we're going to get to in a second.
And we have sponsors.
We've got a lot. We're front-loading this this introduction. But have you ever, and people catnap all the time.
Sure.
But when you're super, super tired and you can get into that REM sleep type thing, you do it, you're kind of like you're sitting. You can just sleep when you're standing at that point. And we've been there. Chris, you've been there.
New parent.
Most definitely. And so what happens is you kind of get deep into the sleep in like 2 minutes. Like it's very quick. You find yourself, I was on my laptop trying to look at shit, and then I just kind of like, my head must have leaned back and I felt, wow, you just spilled shit all over everywhere. And I fell asleep, and I think the time was 5:02.
It's just water.
5:02
p.m.
And I started to snore so loud that it woke me up at 5:05. So I had 3 minutes of sleep between work and when everything happened. Then I thought, well, I wanted to get a sandwich, so I went out to get a sandwich, and I got just a tiny bit of wine because I'm trying to not have as much wine.
Sure.
And I hit every red light there was to hit.
Oh, no.
And that's why I put on my shorts, and it ended up taking me an hour and a half to do all of that. Wow. Can you believe that? Yeah.
No, I can't. Wow. And you got your sandwich from your local favorite Frederick place.
That I know is going to be messed up.
Yeah.
I want to talk about that, too, if you want to get into that now or later.
I am here for your day, honestly.
So here's the thing. Let's all talk about Panera.
Not a sponsor
yet. But here's the thing.
Or ever. Come on.
Well, tell me this. Is Panera not a place where you go and no matter where you look, you see pretty people?
They are all Abercrombie and Fitch models, yes.
And you think, why am I paying $12.06? Well, definitely or more for a sandwich with a little bit of bread, a little bit of bacon and avocado and whatever. Like to me, there are only, so we have Applebee's, TGI Fridays, Red Robin, Ruby Tuesdays, probably all go in the same bucket, right?
Sure.
And you have another bucket. There's only 2 restaurants that go in that same bucket. Panera Bread and Chipotle. It's the same. It's the same. You go into Chipotle, you pay.
Listeners, right in here that I disagree that Chipotle and Panera are the same. I mean, I understand it's like the same like order thing where you order, then you get a pickup, and there's a line.
No, it's always the same clientele. It's always the same clientele. You see a 54-year-old divorced, very outrageously tanned woman. You see a guy who has his shoes on that he clearly runs in. His shorts are up to his upper thighs, and he has a tank top on. He's also very tan.
Yes.
They should all make out with each other. They should all be happy with each other.
They probably do.
And what's the term for this? Fast casual? Is that what that is?
Oh my God. I don't know.
I think that's what it is.
No, but you're on a roll. Keep going.
But so I just don't understand. You see somebody come out of Panera with an $8 coffee. Like you'll see that.
Sure. And
you'll see, wow, I bet they have a $500,000 house living in the suburbs in the country because look at this. She has this $200 tracksuit on just to go to Panera. And you go to Chipotle and you pay $16 for a single goddamn taco. Not to mention, I'm still mad for ordering the chips and queso and not getting the chips. Chipotle, did you hear me? Not getting the chips.
Which one did you go to?
The one on West Patrick Street.
Oh, I never have any problems there.
So you never go there. That's why. So you see the same type of person come out and they're like, we definitely love sports and we definitely don't swing, but they do. And it's really, really disconcerting for me as a schlub, a fat little schlub with shorts that drag down my ass, I have a limp.
Yep.
and
you're slow.
And I'm slow in so many ways. And it just becomes classist. That's my problem.
But you still are able to order there, so I don't think it's necessarily classist. But also, I don't appreciate that you said tracksuit and somebody getting an $8 coffee because you have a boner bent on coffee, and it bums me out.
They all listen to Nathaniel Ratliff, okay? They all listen to Nathaniel Ratliff, and their XM Sirius radio is turned to coffee shop. Boom. Fuck off.
So this podcast is brought to you by XM Radio, local coffee.
Can we start every podcast this way?
I hope so. That's fine. So, okay, this episode, this guest, I had a great time.
Oh, yeah, this was great.
He's one of... And as a friend of the show, friend of the podcast, friend of our lives, really, has said that he's just a wholesome human being. So I've had a good time. But do you know what I have?
Lawton.
John Lawton from the band Chevre.
Signs point. Oh, what?
Chevre.
Chevre, I think
it's Chevre or Chevre. What's one of the two? But either way, they're both right.
That's what he said, yeah.
Yeah, so it makes me feel better because I always say it wrong. But I had a great time. He has his own podcast. He has a great band. He's just doing the thing, and he's kind of figured out what works for him, and it's a beautiful thing to kind of see that plan in motion and it working out for somebody.
Yeah, and he knows I don't want your guacamole. But on top of that, he's trying to make a life out of music in a town. Now, by the way, this should be said. This is not brought up in the interview, but perhaps, boy, I'm riled up today. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for everybody. Frederick,
I've been real tired, but let me tell you about the Mountain Dew I had.
Oh, goddamn. Frederick wants to be a town that is safe for people to make a career out of making music. Is it not?
Preach it.
That's what Frederick wants to be.
Yes, it does.
John Lawton wants to be a guy to make a career out of making music. Now, Frederick, are you going to support him? Are you listening?
His inbox will say that because I think it was johnlawtonmusic@gmail.com. But you know what's crazy, though, about my favorite guy that we interviewed today, John Lawton? is not only did he invite me, Colin, onto the podcast, but
Not me, fuckers.
not Colin, but it's a very collaborative human being and spirit. And
Loving spirit.
Loving and collaborating. You know what also is loving and collaborating?
Old Mother Brewing.
God, the Flying Mothers is the collab release, and it's a Weizenbach. It's 6.7%, and they brewed this beer with awesome people over at their local homebrew shop, the Flying Barrel, Maryland. Now, Colin, have you been to the Flying Barrel before? It's right next to Monocacy Brewing.
Yes, I have.
Yeah, it's really cool. You can get your own homebrew kit there. So shout out to our friends at the Flying Barrel MD, but also to our eternal sponsors of the podcast, Old Mother Brewing. And the flavors of this beer, again, it's a Weizenbach, so it's got some bready malt and some dark fruits like Colin's favorites, plums, raisins, and grapes, like wine. It smells. Now, here's my favorite part, though. It smells like clove and banana.
Ooh, I dig that.
Mm-hmm.
I like to.
Yeah, it's like I'm going to smoke a clove cigarello and then eat a banana. It's great.
You don't smoke shit.
I smoked almost a whole pack the other day. I was on a boat. Shout out to my friend Blake. Anyway, it's available on draft today and in growlers. So come buy beer, okay? Just do it. Also, this is our second podcast with our July sponsors, Specialties. Again, you can find them at special-tees.com. We do a special segment now. Hannah and the whole crew, you're all wonderful people doing great things. And if you're in a band needing stuff printed, I don't care if you're from Frederick, if you're from Fredneck, I don't care if you're from Fredericksburg, you need to get your stuff printed by special-tees.com. And please tell them Could Be Better sent you. I think we're almost done for the infomercials, but I have one more infomercial.
Do it.
July 26th, we have a Super Sick show. And actually, I think I fucked up because I think there's actually another show that's also coming on that we need to desperately talk about, and I'm pulling it up. So we have, okay.
Does anybody have an iPhone that I
can
buy?
No, I got this. Oh, yeah. Shout out, Colin needs an iPhone at gmail.net. Okay, so this is a Tuesday night show. So it's a little weird, but we have a show every Tuesday night at Old Mother Brewing Co. Shout out to Old Mother. It is a band that you're well aware of, and they're called Balejack.
Hey there.
Legendary mountain rock. Awesome people, and it's the best. But what's cool is there's a band that I'm really good friends with coming up from Richmond, Virginia called Shiloh. They are post-rock gods. They're hitting Europe right after this tour, and they're doing tons of cool shit. They're playing a Tuesday night show for free in Frederick. It's going to be in the back room, not in the lobby, because that would be insane, or in the tap room, and it's going to be awesome. So this is July 26th. And it's Balejack, Shiloh, and then our really good friends, it's Spencer, and Dylan, their band TV, and they're going to be coming on the podcast here soon too, and we're going to talk about it. So, again, July 26th, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it's Balejack, Shiloh on tour from Richmond, Virginia, and TV. So it's going to be awesome.
Isn't there a show after that?
Oh gosh, and then there's. So this is coming out on the 14th of July.
Is everybody going to perform at that show?
I don't know. We'll see what's going on. But it's the Now That We're Old emo night. Frederick's first emo night. You've heard it here first.
First ever, even though I heard something else.
No. It's you definitely heard wrong, and it's definitely Frederick's first emo night at Old Mother Brewing Company on July 30th. It is going to be a blast. We're going to get bands like Weezer, bands like Good Charlotte,
Will we?
Taking Back Sunday.
Yes.
My Chemical Romance, and Colin's favorite, Paramore. Don't do it.
Crush.
Thank you. And I think they're going to do that song. So I'm excited for getting to be there. I'm excited for getting to play.
Okay, so what we can promise you, and I'm speaking on behalf of Chris, is even if Chris and I will play two-piece.
The show's going to be a good time, and we're going to have a lot of fun. It's July 30th. It's Now That We're Old, so there's a festival in Las Vegas that we coined the phrase off of, and shout out to Kristen from Old Mother for having this brainchild and for working with us to make this happen. We are excited about the show on July 30th. It's Frederick's first and only maybe emo night at Old Mother Brewing Company.
First and last, baby.
First and last. And speaking of first and last, this is our first, and definitely not last, but first interview with John Lawton from just Frederick.
From everything. What's the podcast again?
It's called Building.
I knew it.
Building Our Dream.
Building our dream. Building the dream.
Building the Dream. Dude, you're the worst. You looked at me and then
It's
even
Building
smiled.
the Dream.
It's
yeah.
buildingthedream.net. And it's going to be awesome. I'm
It
having a
is.
good time. Frederick Royalty, John Mullen. Pitt.
I remember his last day at Starbucks.
Yeah, shout out to JB Dunn.
Did you get free coffee too?
I don't like coffee.
See, this is like the thing that
Insane.
kind of separates Colin and I's best friendship from being the
You mean from
eternal.
everyone?
Thank you. Thank you.
See, John Lawton's never liked me. By the way, our guest this week is
That's
John
not
Lawton.
even close to true.
Hi, John.
You haven't invited us on your podcast. I guess we'll
Not
do
yet. I haven't invited anybody on my podcast, to be fair.
Colin, we are not wholesome enough. Are you kidding me?
that.
Like,
We
I
should
don't know. This
certainly-
next episode's not very wholesome. We talk about mental health, and then
mm,
I'm into
that
it.
was recorded 2 days after the Supreme Court decision about Roe v. Wade.
it
So
was raw.
I had some things to say.
sure, and yeah, and so I guess we were talking about the podcast. You do it with your wife, right?
I do, yeah. My wife Carrie and I have a podcast called Building the Dream.
Check it out. It's called buildingthedream.com, right? You bought that domain.
We don't. I don't know.
It's funny. I host a podcast with my wife too.
Hi, Chris.
Yeah, no. This is the podcast. So it's called Building
The
the Dream.
yeah.
Building the dream.
Cool. And what is it?
So it's pretty much just us talking about our lives in different categories, basically. So last week was physical health, the issues that we have seen and kind of how that's played into our lives. So I think that people listen to podcasts to not feel alone, basically.
Sure.
And I think that these are things that everyone can relate to. So
That's cool.
we want to get into like deeper discussions on certain topics, and Carrie enjoys doing research on those. So definitely check it out if that sounds like your bag.
Yeah. Stop listening to
Yeah.
this right
yeah.
now.
Please just
Go
pause this
subscribe.
now. Thank you to our sponsors, but also don't listen anymore.
See,
John, what made you want to do a podcast? I mean, you
Really,
know,
everybody can do a
the
podcast.
pandemic.
anybody
Yes.
can. Yeah, who do they let do podcasts now?
the
Gosh.
pandemic.
Really?
Did you
Yeah.
start it during the pandemic?
No, we started it after, but we started talking about it during the pandemic because we were watching Your Mom's House podcast a lot. You guys watch that?
Whoa.
Or
Before
Two
you
Bears,
said
One
podcast,
Cave.
I was like, what?
Yeah,
Two bears, one cave?
Yeah, that sounds like what's happening here.
That's what I call Friday with Chris. Yeah. Two bears, one cave. What's that about?
That's
Caves or
just Tom
bears?
Segura and Bert
Oh.
Kreischer
like
being
Tom.
absolutely insane about how rich they are. Pretty
Oh,
much.
Wow. Okay. We
You know,
can't
they
do that.
start like racing teams just for their birthdays and shit like that.
Good for
It's
them.
like they're so out of touch with their audience. It's not even funny.
But it's kind of funny though.
It's hilarious, actually.
That's cool. I mean, so are you? Do you have sponsors? Are you seeing?
We have no sponsors yet.
Way to call
we're
him
just-
out, Dick.
No. I'm here to. I'm helping them bait and fish.
Oh.
Yeah, like
Do
hey,
you want
any
to sponsor them?
Yeah, I mean, sure. It could be better can sponsor an episode.
Okay. Well, an
Wait,
episode.
Yeah. What's your rate?
Yeah, what's your rate?
Too much.
yeah.
John, thanks for coming on. So I mean, like, I guess is this just something where it's like this is just a cool creative outlet for you, or like what is it?
Yeah,
You know, what's it like?
we've had a really good time because basically how it happened was we lived on two opposite schedules. So I worked 1:45 to 10:45 p.m. and she worked like 5 a.m. to 4 in the afternoon. So we never
That's-
saw each other for like 4 years.
That's the way to a happy marriage, though. That's
It
the
kind of
way.
it has been.
See?
It's not. It hasn't hurt it.
Sure.
But we would end up just only having like 30 or 40 minutes before we were both ready to pass out
Yeah.
at the end of the day to talk about stuff, and we would have all these long discussions about what was going on in our lives. And we started watching these podcasts and we were like, why the fuck don't we do that? So
That's cool.
we're doing it.
So it's almost kind of like you get like witnesses to quality time. That's beautiful.
Yeah, it's
Witnesses to quality time. There's Pornhub for that.
Wow, not that kind of quality time.
I do that at a different time.
Check out our Patreon, by the way. No,
Or OnlyFans.
all right, that's either or.
Patreon is more organized, I feel like. You could have the same content, but
That's true. So here, and since we're gonna, I guess we're the A segment. We're gonna stick on the podcast. I want to ask you if you guys do you map out what you're going to talk about ahead of time? I'm assuming you do that, but
Yeah.
do you have sort of syllabus for the points you want to touch on? Like, how intricate does pre-planning become with you two?
So we collaborated on what was going to be our outline, and she kind of leaned on me a little bit because I write set lists all the time.
Structure.
You know, I kind of wrote out something, and then she inserted, you know, her research section and stuff like that, and so we have an outline of every episode that we do.
Okay, give us how detailed though.
So it's, you know, intro, and then like
Right.
we, you know, current updates or whatever, and then we jump into the topic, and it usually goes like A, B stories, and then goes into research, and then tip of the week.
What is the tip of the week? Give us a tip.
Dude, it could be better tip of the week segment. We'll sponsor this
right.
right now.
Yeah.
Take
Colin,
my money.
My tip of the week for you is every good choice is a good choice.
Fuck, dude.
I'll sit with
wrap
that.
my head around that. Okay, for that you get a bottle of pills.
Hey, that's fine. And if you crush them up and put them down the toilet, it helps. That's cool.
Yeah,
is there a whiteboard involved?
No, it's all laptop based, and I'm still in debt from it. So.
Hell yeah.
Do you
Hell yeah.
do you argue at all on the podcast? About topics, I mean, not like, hey, you didn't take the trash out, you son of a bitch.
So pretty much how it's gone the past 3 episodes.
Carrie sounds just like that too, by the way. You nailed it. Oh my god.
I was being
Wow.
John.
I thought I was at home again.
It's like my dogs are right here. I'd be home.
Yeah, so pretty much every episode she comes up with or decides on a topic and runs it by me, and then I either go, I'm not up for that, or yeah, I am. And then she'll go from there, and she does a lot of the heavy lifting on the outline and like pre-production stuff, and then I handle like all the editing and social media stuff.
That's cool. That's cool. So again, the podcast is called
Building the Dream.
Chris
Building
didn't
the
remember
Dream.
it, that's why.
Guys, you can't give away my industry tips here.
That's funny. How long have you been doing it? You said
We're on episode 6.
episode 6, and when does it come out?
It's actually coming out on, so we have an episode come out July 1st and July 15th, both of which
So that means
already happened.
Because this isn't coming out till
July
December
29th will be our next episode.
Okay. And you have, so you do every 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
And
cool.
For now.
For now.
If people start listening more, then we might consider doing like maybe a mini episode or just do it every week. I don't know.
Sure.
Have you heard any feedback from anybody, any listeners?
Just from like this one guy in
Andrew.
one of these local bands that I know.
Double motorcycle. Hell yeah.
They've been around forever. And I think they just had like a 10-year anniversary of their first album, which is just crazy to me.
It was Red Velvet Cake, right?
Yeah, I
Sounds
think
like
so.
it.
Yeah.
Sure it's not Timberwolves?
But he was like, you know, it's just like, it's just so wholesome.
And
Direct quote.
Let's all be honest. The world needs a little bit more wholesome.
I mean, it doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So like and subscribe.
Yeah.
Like-
Follow.
subscribe.
You're on the Spotify. You're on the Apple.
We're on everywhere.
You're on everywhere. So again, it's called Building the Dream. Fuck you, Colin. And we want you to follow, subscribe, and please give them the could be better fan support, because you know what? I'm going to put this out there. John Lawton, your podcast is Ted Lasso for podcasts. There it is. Wholesome.
Jesus Christ.
What?
Wow.
Am I wrong?
It's funny because BTD is eerily close to STD.
Which Ted Lasso definitely has with that mustache. You know who he gets around.
That's very true. Do you do music at all on the show? Do you have guests?
Yeah.
Do you have guests?
We haven't had guests yet.
What the fuck, man?
I know. We just pretend that we're prepared, but really we have no idea what we're doing, so we don't really involve anybody.
It's because you need a whiteboard. You need a whiteboard.
I
Hey,
think
if you
you're
need
right.
opinions on things like the Supreme Court, Chris and I.
Actually,
know a lot.
you know what I would like? I would like you to bring me on for a podcast about religion and spirituality, because I would really enjoy that. So
I think
I want to
do
go
that.
with Chris. Can I be on with Chris?
I'll tell you straight up that we're on 2 different sides of the fence on that one, but that's okay.
And I will tell you where I go on Sunday does not reflect what I actually believe. So
Exactly.
we will. I think there could be.
I just don't go on Sunday.
Oh sure. No, but I think there's
or any other day that ends in Y.
Mm-hmm.
But
I think
I think we share a lot of the same.
Oh sure. And I'm not
beliefs.
coming from like let me defend a points standpoint, but just more of like, hey, let's all talk where
Let's
we're
have
at.
an open conversation.
My God, because
that's pretty much what we do. So
Yeah.
I think that's a great idea.
I
Yeah.
want to come.
I don't know. Well,
off.
I'll talk to
John,
Karen.
can I come?
I'll give you your own episode, man.
What deep conversation can we have?
I don't know how you've been trying to build up the scene in Frederick for the last.
Look at that. He loves this
to
attention.
10
You can
years.
call it
He
how
loves
to
this
fail.
attention. No.
Or it could be
Actually-
learning as you grow.
That's oh boy.
So-
or as you shrink. I'm glad Chris actually got a serious invite and I got a shit
To be
invite.
fair, I invited
made it-
myself.
yeah.
I said, "Hey, here's this topic I want to talk about. Let's do it."
Okay.
So yeah, exactly. But John, so speaking of inserting yourself, you have always been in a pinch the guy to come through. So I'm going to take our listeners back to, let's see, right as the pandemic happened that following summer, we started doing outdoor shows and things kind of seemed like they were kind of changing up a little bit.
Yep.
And Colin and I came to your house and we said, "Hey, we want to do this this thing that's kind
This
of
podcast, will you let us on?
yeah. And John at that point also said, "Yeah, only Chris." And I was like, cool. And so we had a conversation, and I guess we can kind of talk about it a little bit, but we were going to kind of do an after party or pre-party to the shows at the fairgrounds.
Yeah.
That
which
Showtime
I thought
was doing.
a really great idea.
Yeah, it was cool, and we were going to do it at a brewery unnamed, and it was going to be cool, and then it just didn't work out.
Yeah.
But you were like one of the few people that we counted on our first couple pointer fingers, and we were like, you know what, John's the guy. And you were like, yeah, let's do it. Let's be smart. Let's be safe. And you were down for whatever. You came in for us in a pinch recently where we had a guy drop out for a show, and you said, hey, let me just do this. And you've recently quit your job to kind of do music full time.
Yeah.
And so one, I appreciate you just kind of doing this, but why do you want to play music in this place?
It's not necessarily that I want to play music in this place. It's just that I want to play music. I want to play music. I want to create. And I've tried to do the full-time job and full-time musician for the past 12 years, and it hasn't worked. So a silver lining, if you will, my wife had back surgery last December, and she was on disability for 6 months. And at the time, we were getting paid pretty much the same amount.
Right.
So we learned that we could live off of one person only making 60% of their income. So when she got back to work, she was like, you know what? I think it's a really good time to try this.
That's cool.
She's been very, very supportive from day one.
That's great. Well, so I want to really dive in deep into all of that and the idea that you are now essentially pursuing the music thing on a full-time scale and what that entails. Because I know like people like Chris and I, we try to do what we can, but we don't do much because we don't have the time.
Honestly, I feel like you do more than I do.
No.
No.
But
We just don't sleep.
let's say, well, yeah, we don't sleep. God damn it. Anyway, so can we get to the first song that we want to play? We're gonna put that in. I think all the songs that you sent over were yours, right?
Yes.
So okay, while we're getting into this notion that you're going in that direction for your career or your life, set up this first song. Tell us about it and why did you pick it?
So this first song we're going to talk about is our most recent single. It's called Haven't Decided.
And when you said "our," you mean your band?
Yes, my band Chevre.
Not Chevra or Chevrier.
It is also. You can say it however you want as
Chevron.
long as you show up at a show.
Right.
And this is our most recent single, Haven't Decided, and I chose it because I want everybody to go listen
to the song?
to the song. Yeah,
Are you sure?
positive.
I may lay forever, the world at my feet, without these weighted sheets of mine. I could walk forever, just clear your mind. You see in time there's no need
was an amazing song. We're very thankful that you played it. Can I ask you,
Yeah.
though, what inspired it?
Depression.
Aha. Is that at the center of a lot of your writing?
Yeah.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Both.
It's a
It's bad that I have it, but it's good that I have music as an outlet for
That's
it.
the episode we could do. The difference between good and bad
Depression.
depression writing. Depression writing, yeah. So anyway, you decided, as we said before the break, or as before the song, that you were going to pursue music full time. How does that look for you? Is that gigging 5 nights a week, 6 nights a week? What does that mean?
I wish it was 5 nights a week right now. So I quit my job back in March, and it was kind of like I had my hand forced, and it's not the path that I really wanted to choose at that time because most places book in like August through November.
gosh, yeah.
And so I've just been kind of scrapping and scrounging, and most of the shows that I've booked are hitting in the fall, which is fine. I have a part-time job right now, so I have some consistent income and actually enough to make it work without the shows, which is great. But right now, like July only has 3 shows right now for the whole month. But
See, that's tough, though. I mean, it's tough when did you decide to do this?
so I decided back in February that I was going to work a full year until this coming February in 2023, and then pursue it because I would have hit my 5 years at Flying Dog.
Okay.
And I wanted to hit that landmark with them.
Sure.
Because I've loved that brewery for a long time, and it was a really amazing gift to learn how to brew and work there.
When you hit that 5 year, like, would you have gotten something, or like was
Yeah,
there a
so
cool
you have
shirt
the
or
choice
something?
to get like 2 weeks or a week of PTO or money equal to a week of PTO.
Not like a beer, not like a John Lawton beer.
No, we get that every year, actually.
So you've had a Lawton
They do
lager?
an employee beer every year. That never gets released on the public market.
Wow,
Yeah, it was awesome.
That's really cool.
I do have a Flying Dog mug with my name on it, though.
that's pretty dope. Flying Dog is one of the. It made me eternally sad when they said we're closing our tap room pretty much forever.
Yeah, I mean, we can...
The face,
That was,
everybody, that not turning into the live stream, but John's face said a lot of words.
It was pretty brutal. So when you think about Flying Dog closing the tap room, you're like, oh man, I can't go there and drink my favorite beer. When I think about Flying Dog closing their tap room, I think about all my friends who worked in the tap room and had to find other jobs.
Yeah.
And Flying Dog actually did a really good job of that transition.
Sure.
Because nobody knew what was going to happen
Nope.
when Corona hit. And instead of like leading them on,
We're gonna open.
they
yeah.
paid them for what they would have made for the rest of the month and let them all go so they could find other jobs.
Give them time.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So do you miss it?
I miss the people.
The people,
but
not the job?
No. The job is really hard.
Yeah.
It's a very physical job, and honestly, the last year I was there, I was struggling. I have chronic back pain. When I was like 4 or 5, I fell through those grates that are on the sidewalk that go into people's basements.
No way.
No
And
shit.
the doors fell on my back. And then
That's been one of my biggest fears in life. It's like that,
still walk
snakes,
over
and
'em.
love.
And it drives my wife insane.
But it's like once you fall through them once, that's it.
Yeah, I'm like, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't care if I look dumb. It
Um,
hurts.
So I was getting to the point where I would have to like switch departments on some days if I was scheduled in like the cellar and my back was really flared up when I woke up. I was like, there's no possible way I'm going to drag 50-foot hoses full of yeast or whatever. So instead of trying to, create a void in the schedule, I would ask to switch departments to brew house where I wasn't having to lift as much that day. But yeah, no, I don't miss the work.
But sorry. So back to Colin's question though, is like, so, music, and do you miss where you're at? And it sounds like, I mean, sure, there's parts of it, but you're kind of filling in this new void of just, even though music is light right now, which shout out to, it's at Chevry Music.
Band.
Band.
At Chevrolet Band.
Did you
Chevy
do any
Band.
research?
I did all the research. My notes are just I
Mhm.
can't see them.
Damn it.
I
They're on my phone.
I
You
didn't
gotta
bring
look
my
in the other
glasses.
room.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Under the drum set.
Yes. But aside from July being light, it kind of seems like it's filling that void a little bit.
It is. I'm a lot happier than I have been in a while. It makes me think about shows differently than I have in years past.
In terms of it being a job, like you have to play, that
Like,
type of thing.
No, I think about it in that every performance is a reflection of what I can do.
Okay.
And, there are going to be people in the audience at any given show that could lead to another show.
Right.
So
Sure.
if I'm not feeling up to it, then it's probably a better idea to get somebody to cover it. Like I had to get Wally Worsley to cover a show last month.
Love Wally.
Yeah. And I was like almost over this nasty cold that I had,
That's for you, Wally.
but my voice wasn't there, and I
Yeah.
was like, this is not going to be a good look.
No.
So that's how I think about shows a little bit differently than I would have before.
More professionally.
Yeah.
So then what happens? Like when you feel like you have to bail on a show, though, it hurts you that much more. You're like, fuck.
It hurts
man.
me financially for sure.
Yeah.
But it hurts me the most because I love playing shows. I mean, I write music and that's, my outlet, but then getting to share that music with other people and leaving interpretations out in the world for people to connect with that music is a whole nother thing. And that, I mean,
I
sorry.
was waiting for Chris. I thought Chris was going to say something. Chris didn't say anything. So, okay, we're still on the music. And because of that, and I want to talk when we get back from this next break, this next
Yeah.
music break, I want to talk about Chevrolet,
Yeah.
or as I say, Chevrolet.
Chevrolet.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about that. I've got questions prepared. I went to the pre-production meeting.
Oh, did you?
I did.
Did I
look forward
ran?
to that.
My assistant was there.
Eat my ass, Colin.
So I'd gladly. What next song do you have that you want to hear?
So the next song we're going to hear is called Walk Around.
Walk Around. What's it about?
Everything and nothing all at once.
Is it about walking around?
It is, yeah.
It's about Seinfeld.
Is it about around walking?
So this is pretty much my best Pink Floyd impression.
Okay. Which Pink Floyd though? Sid Barrett.
I mean, David Gilmour
Okay.
is my guy. Although I have been listening to a lot of the early stuff with Sid.
Yeah. Some wild. I've
Particularly because I heard a Melvins cover of the Nile song,
got, okay.
and that shit's dope.
I have tickets to see Dave Mason in September.
Really?
So I'm pumped on that. He's supposed to do only early Floyd. So
Where
we'll
at?
See how that at the Lincoln Theater.
Dude, that's so sick. That's so
Is that
small.
is that Saucer Full of Secrets?
Yep. It
That's
was supposed
awesome.
To, yeah, it was supposed to be at the Anthem, but they
Oh.
canceled because of COVID, so they moved it to. It was like
the capacity is so different though in those two places.
Yeah.
Hey, now don't you shit on Dave Mason?
No. I'm saying you get a
No.
more intimate experience, just like we're getting with this song called "Walk Around."
Trapped inside a raindrop, and now I'm falling down. Yeah, I broke through the gray sky. Yeah, I broke through the gray sky, and now I'm falling down. standing on a frozen limb. And now I must find my way through these broken streets. Yeah, now I must find my way. But now I'm lost. Yeah, now I'm lost. Gonna walk around, yeah. Gonna walk around, yeah. Gonna walk around, yeah. Gonna walk around. Gonna walk around, yeah. Gonna walk around, yeah. Gonna walk around, yeah. Gonna walk Gonna walk around. Gonna walk around.
Yeah.
So good.
I
What
agree.
what EP is that off of?
So that is going to be off our upcoming EP, which we are hoping to release this fall. We've been working really closely with Derek Salazar.
Oh, shout out to Derek.
Friend of the show.
And- Yeah,
We've
dude.
never had him on.
But
and
you
I'm pretty
should.
sure he
That
hates
would be
me.
awesome, actually. I would love
love
to
it.
have you guys interview Derek because I want to hear what
We
Yeah,
could do
I
that
would-
by
does.
Skype. Definitely, we could.
Yeah, I would love to be on mute watching Colin and Derek talk for a little bit.
So would I.
So
Actually, me, Derek, and Joe.
Yeah, that'd
I
be
love
fun.
you, Derek.
That'd be fun. We'll get lawyers involved.
that was just a little
Fuck.
taste. That's the mixed version. It's not mastered yet.
How many songs?
It's going to be 4. We put out a live EP 4 years ago, and then this is our first single since then.
Well, so
Haven't decided.
you mentioned you put out a live EP a few years ago, 4 years ago, I think
Yep.
you said.
Mm-hmm.
I remember, and I think this was pre-pandemic. Maybe it was even during the pandemic. You did some live streams. You did a
We
live
did.
stream outdoors. I
Mhm.
remember. I remember watching that, and
Oh, really?
yeah, dude.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, fuck. Everybody thinks I'm this big giant asshole, and the reality is
No,
I'm a
I
big,
just have
giant
no idea
asshole.
who watches and who doesn't. But I really
Me and Chris. He was
Yeah.
on my lap. We had
Thank you.
popcorn.
But I was
Aw.
gonna say we had popcorn. I remember that day.
So with live streams, and this is kind of an interesting question for those who have done live streams, which you've done quite a bit of.
A few,
I think
yeah.
Reed did some, and a bunch of people did.
And you did one in your practice space too.
Yep, we did. So we did 2 outside by the pool, and then we did 1 in the practice space.
Yeah.
Where do you think live streams sit today?
So it's very interesting that you should ask this question because I asked it to my band just last week. I don't know. I'm so happy to be able to play shows again that it feels like it would be a little bit lost on people. What I like about live streams is the amount of control you can have over the environment and the situation.
Sure.
But
We're never in control.
We're always in control.
Exactly.
We can control everything.
Catch Chris on this.
So I don't know. I don't know where we sit with live streams right now.
Well, I'm just saying in general, they've lessened in value, right? Since shows have come back, and it seems like that was the outlet before, where you felt like people could watch and you could do something. But now I feel like everybody's kind of veering away.
Except for Tedeschi Trucks Band.
Well, that's true. Wow,
dude,
that's a hell of a band.
They're incredible.
Dude, have you noticed the work they're putting in?
Yeah,
it's
man,
insane.
Yeah.
I really don't understand how they tour so hard and are putting out 4 albums with video companions to everything.
When you don't drive the bus, that probably helps.
Yeah, that's true.
About 10 days ago, last Saturday, I went to see Trombone Shorty at Wolf Trap.
Oh, really?
And it was this big New Orleans review. Dumpsta Funk was there, and it was just this amazing. Tank and the Bangas were there, and the only show that they pumped between sets on the Wolf Trap screens were the Tedeschi Trucks.
That's
show.
crazy.
Really?
And I thought, man, that would be a hell of a tour to catch. Have you seen them live?
I have. I saw them when they were at the fairgrounds.
Oh, that's
here.
right. They came through. I forgot about that.
And actually, we got to go right up to where the sound booth was, right as they were hitting Whipping Post and Dreams by Allman Brothers, and I was stoked.
Yeah. You had to change your pants afterwards. I get it.
Oh, man.
Sometimes I feel.
Yeah, dude. I've actually started trying to learn Dreams because I love that song
I've
so
covered
much.
both those songs in bands, and they're some of the funnest songs to perform.
I mean, I love all that stuff, all that old Allman Brothers stuff, actually every era.
Then everything has 2 drummers on it. So when I covered it, I always had Chris Perry as a second drummer. Take that, honey.
Boom.
Okay, doesn't care. What does chèvre mean?
Goat.
Oh. Did you know that?
Yeah. You know what's crazy though?
You didn't fucking know that.
Yeah, but do you know what's crazy though? They could have gone by Tom Brady, but they chose not to. Too many copyright issues. Plus the mascot's a little
very divisive, you know.
I mean, it's the facts are
for
the
only
facts.
5% of the population, I
surprised you didn't
guess.
say.
I don't know.
They could have gone.
I really
by.
don't watch sports ball that much.
I only watch sports ball because I play fantasy sports and I'm super competitive, and it's the only time that I can do that.
You just gave me an
just
idea.
because
We'll
you're
talk off
financially
air.
invested, you watch sports ball. That's exactly
so you know
what they want.
you know what's even worse than that though? A lot of the leagues I play in are for free. My wife hates it because it's just about winning.
How many
Yeah,
leagues?
fuck that.
How many leagues?
So
do you
okay.
play? Come on.
All right, it's not that bad. I'm in one that was my first league, and that's free. And it's all bragging rights. People I've known for like 15 years, so all good friends, and it's just all
They were
about
on his wedding.
none of them were at my wedding actually. And
I know what that's like.
Yeah, and then I'm a commissioner for another league, and then I'm in a
commish.
dynasty league with some of the guys from that first one. So only 3.
3.
But I do get asked to play very often. But it's like I am a.
Do you play nice in the sandbox or
no,
what?
No. I'm not fun to play with, but people go, hey, like this league is kind of like boring. Can you come help? So I'm like, no, I'm not going to come be your villain for free. Come on. Like
so you build a sandcastle and put a flag in that shit.
Oh, no.
great.
I look at all the other
psychology
sand
there.
piles and I say, this is mine, this is mine, this is mine. Yeah.
That's it. If you were gonna name it that, you should have named it Giannis Antetokounmpo. If you're gonna name it Chevry, but
Chevry.
we should talk about fantasy stuff after we
Yeah, sure.
press stop.
Save for-
Yeah, sure. Because
I'll talk about whatever you want to talk about.
See, Colin, this is why John's not asking you to be on his podcast. You know,
I'm so fucking boring. So then, what happens now? If you're gonna gig the rest of the year, and are you focusing on writing and recording?
Yeah.
And by the way, I heard you got a new drummer. I didn't even get a phone call to the audition. So fuck both of you at this point.
And to be fair, Colin did weep a little bit.
I did.
Okay,
I
Colin,
learned Young
you're
and the Hopeless
already
for
in
this.
a band, dude.
Is he though? Is
Yeah,
he
it's
though?
called Little Things.
Oh, stop!
Come on.
Is he though?
No, I needed. It's not that I wouldn't give anybody else a call. It's just that John was the first person that I contacted, and he was immediately available the next day.
You can't beat that.
And
I live available.
That is better than Prime next day shipping.
Yeah.
iPhone. So
Okay,
how is
2-day
that?
shipping.
I wanted to talk about that, however, briefly, because I'm really big into drums. And ironically, the last time we had a drummer on this podcast, Chris wouldn't let me ask him any questions.
And
so
it was
now,
the best.
Well,
The best,
it
Jerry.
was the most highly
You
rated
mean
episode
for the
we've ever
general
had, too.
audience or the people that wanted to hear Colin talk to somebody about drums?
Yes. Yes is the answer to that question.
You recently switched drummers,
We
from
did.
what I understand. What if I can ask you what happened? If you don't want to talk
Sure.
about it, that's fine. But I also want to know about the new guy and how everything's going.
Yeah. So Luke Connor and I have.
That's your
been-
dude, right?
That's my dude.
That's your dude.
That is my dude. We've been playing together for 10 years.
Okay.
And his dad recently passed away.
Oh man.
And
Luke
he-
is so
Luke.
nice too.
Luke
Like,
is the nicest guy.
Here's
He
I'm
is.
toasting to you, Luke.
That's my best
We're
friend.
clicking, and
Clinks
clinks.
and clinks.
Clinks. It's John's best friend. Cheers.
Sorry about your dad, man.
Sorry for that silence too. Every podcast.
No,
listener.
no.
No, he
we were
deserved
drinking.
a moment of silence
Yeah, that's
for
right.
sure.
There we go, John.
But Luke took over his dad's wine shop,
Oh, okay.
and it made things very difficult.
Sure.
Scheduling wise, he would have to get somebody to cover the shop on days that we would have shows,
Sure.
and our paths just kind of separated.
Yeah.
And I all these tracks that you're hearing have Luke on them.
There we go.
So if you hate the
that's all I
drums, it's
need to
Luke's
say
fault.
about that.
Luke didn't say, "Hey, call Colin." He
No,
didn't say that.
Yeah, so do you
he didn't
hate
say
Luke
to
now?
call anybody. And this is not to say that this is the last time that Luke and I will play together.
Fuck no, you guys will definitely play
Yeah.
together again. Yeah.
And I hope so, because I love that guy
Yeah.
more than a lot of things.
More than this podcast.
Probably.
Yeah.
Oh boy. I guess
Sorry.
I'll go home now.
That's
It's
fine.
a long distance between the Could Be Better studios and my bedroom.
That's true. It takes you at least 45 minutes.
Yeah.
So we ready to get into our new segment?
No, we're not.
No?
But
Because
you
I'm
wanted-
going to ask the 5
No, I
questions.
know. It's
since
all you.
did
I know. So I screwed up our last episode for friends of the show and everything
Nobody
else.
could see my face there.
I,
John could.
I screwed up and I told Colin I was prepared with questions, and then Colin thought, okay, cool, I'm going to get some questions, and I took all of the questions. So we are here to announce our second in our July sponsorship of the podcast, the Specialties segment. Specialties is here in Frederick, special-tees.com, where you can get all of your merchandise printed.
Perfect.
Perfect. And it not only will it be the best t-shirt, the best sweatshirt, the best koozie, the best whatever you want, it's also done with just a smile. And everyone there is just beautiful, especially the front desk of Could Be Better Studios. Brett from the Timberwolves is there.
The front desk.
Yeah, dude, he answers the
I
phones
hope he
like a
heard
boss.
that.
I hope he does too. Like and subscribe. So we are going to do the Specialties 5 rapid fire questions, John. You cannot think longer than a
Okay.
couple seconds.
Let's go.
And
Just go.
and they're random. So Colin's going to
Yeah.
start off. Number 1.
Dream podcast guest.
Dave Grohl.
Second, bucket list place of playing in Frederick. There's only one right answer.
Weinberg.
Yeah. It's got to be. I just thought of a question that I'm not going to ask. Favorite local song?
Ooh. Well, I would go. Did Devil Motorcycle write In the Shade?
No, that was
No.
C-Knuckle.
Damn it.
But
Yeah,
it's a good
fuck.
song now.
God damn
That's
it.
fine. I mean,
quit.
technically, Joe.
No, we'll go In the Shade.
In the
C-Knuckle.
Shade.
Okay.
It's,
thought you're-
it's still stuck in my head.
I know. Yeah, now that you said it, it's going to be stuck
I
in
know.
my head too.
Thing that you wish you could change about your band.
Nothing right now.
Hell yeah. Final question, Colin. This is it.
French fries or tater tots?
Topped or not?
What?
Tops?
Loaded or not?
Oh.
Yeah, both loaded.
Tots then.
Fuck.
Oh shit!
Really?
Structural
I think I would
integrity.
go fries. Because there's a chance I'm going to get a crunchier fry than a crunchy tot.
No, you
Yeah.
get. It's easier to
But
make.
you
want to
eat
make
that shit with a
country.
spoon. Come on.
Or spork. yeah. So, John.
Favorite strain of weed? No.
Yeah, purple haze.
Right now, Jack.
Shout out to my next door neighbor. All right, so here,
The last
John,
song.
the last song. But before we go, we need all this stuff will be in the show notes. But you got a super sweet podcast with your wife,
Yes.
and it's called Building the Dream.
Yeah.
Fuck
there
me.
you go.
And then you have an awesome band called
Chevre.
Band, which you people can follow on the internet.
Yeah.
And then not only are you playing shows, but your band's playing shows, and you can be contacted where?
jlawtonmusic@gmail.com.
Look at that. Give him the spam. Sign him up for all of the Republican spam.
If you need somebody to play your backyard party or your block party,
yeah,
or just in your kitchen,
Any party.
I'll just play.
As long as it's a party, a swingers party. He's there to provide the soundtrack to your best swingers memory.
I didn't say it was going to be your ideal soundtrack. I just said it was going to be a soundtrack.
I think that's it.
That's it, right? Is there anything else?
Yeah, are we missing
I don't
anything?
think
Punk?
so.
Anything else? What else do you want people to know about you?
That I love them.
That you love them? That's fucking perfect, dude. That is the best way to end this podcast. What's the name of this final song?
This is 1,000 miles.
1,000 miles. Does that mean you would walk 1,000 miles to tell somebody you love them?
No, it means that I would drive to Connecticut, play a show, drive down to Asheville
This got less romantic
Yes,
once
it
I
did.
asked.
It got a little
the
desperate.
next day. This is about not planning a tour properly.
Yeah, John, thank you for coming on. We appreciate you, man.
Thank you, guys.
And here is 1,000 miles.
We've been driving, you've been waiting. We'll be playing all night long. And 1,000 miles to go on this dark and rainy road. 1,000 miles to go by the light of this hotel bed is easy on my head. I'll be ready when the morning comes. And 1,000 miles to go on this dark and rainy road. 1,000 miles to go by the light of on our way as the storm clouds clear. A sunshine rainbow on a whiskey still. And 1,000 miles to go on this dark and rainy road. 1,000 miles to go by the light of
The Could Be Better podcast is produced live from the Could Be Better studios that are definitely not a bedroom in Frederick, Maryland.
Check out our website, www.couldbebettermeh.com, for links to our social media, as well as a calendar of events and our contact information for those interested in guesting or supporting the Could Be Better movement.
Sure, whatever the hell that is. If you'd like what you hear, though, follow us on Apple Podcasts, Overcast, or however you're listening to this right now. And don't hesitate to leave us a 5-star review because, believe it or not, it actually really helps.
Tune in every Thursday for a new episode where we...
Okay, that's enough. We've been talking for way too long.
Okay. I'm Chris Perry.
And I'm Colin McGuire, and we are out of time. So for now, remember, as always, everybody, this could be better.
Are you wanting to get away? Okay. It's not a commercial for that company, but maybe it's time to get away from your landlord or out of your mom's basement and get into a home of your own. It's time to visit homeloanswithalex.com. Whether you're looking to buy your first home, refinance your current pad, or just have questions about, can I afford this insanely over or underpriced dream palace, Alex Nunemaker from Fitzgerald Financial Group is your one-stop shop for practically all things home finance. Alex has been a mortgage lender since 2008 and is an expert in his craft of finding the right mortgage for you. Alex will help you figure out what you can afford and guide you in the right direction for what's best for you and your goals. Sure, you could rock it or answer some flyer you got in the mail, but why would you when homeloanswithalex.com is just one click away? Visit homeloanswithalex.com and tell him Could Be Better sent you. Homeloanswithalex.com, your one-stop shop for pretty much everything home finance. Seriously. Alex Nunemaker at Fitzgerald Financial Group is an equal housing lender, NMLS number 319721.